Hey guys, EMP5 Reviews here. Today I've got an unboxing order of another historical book from eBay that I found. This one cost me about, I can't even remember honestly, I think about $20 on a bid that I made. But either way, really cool piece of history and I'm excited to open it up and share it with you guys. So let's see what I got. Gotta be careful, make sure I don't actually cut the book itself. Ooh, it's nicely wrapped too, to take care of it. The person I ordered from took care to make sure it was taken care of in shipping. This was waiting for me when I came home from my vacation a few weeks back. And let's see. Here it is. The Official Guide to the Army Air Forces, AAF, fully illustrated, completely indexed, an original pocket book edition. So, now I remember the seller saying this belonged to a Francis W. Fitzgerald Jr. I tried looking up some information about him, but I couldn't. I was having trouble trying to find it myself. But that's pretty interesting, knowing this belonged to an actual soldier during World War II. And the book opens up with a nice picture of a B-29 Superfortress. And you look in here, it is a little fragile, so I got to be careful as I go through it. Nice picture FDR in the front. It says, The Official Guide to the Army Air Forces AAF, a directory, almanac, and chronicle of achievement. And again, Francis W. Fitzgerald Jr. This was printed by Pocket Books in New York, New York. Now, this edition was published in June of 1944. Second printing. This is a wartime book. This is an original pocket book produced in full compliance with the government's regulations for conserving paper and other essential materials. And there's the copyright. Copyright 1944 by the Army Air Forces Aid Society. You got a foreword in here, little message from H. Arnold, General of the U.S. Army, Commanding General of the Army Air Forces. For those of you who don't know or aren't students of history, the Air Force was actually a how do I want to say this? A branch of the United States Army before it became its own separate branch a few years after World War II. Here's some of the contents. Forward, on target, what we are, who we are, how we train, what we fight with, how we keep them flying, what we fight from, our battlefield, our Air Forces in action, historical highlights, awards and insignia. I'm going to butcher the name of how you pronounce this. Rotogravure sections? I'm not sure. Drawings, diagrams, and maps, the appendix, and the index. So, nice pocket-sized book. And it goes through. I like the little illustrations it's got throughout so far because they're actually really, really well drawn. That picture FDR is fantastic in the front. So then it goes through, talks about all this stuff. I'm not going to show every page, obviously, because this is like a 300-something page book. But it goes through and talks about all this craziness that was World War II. Got some insignia here. Apparently we used to have balloon pilots and balloon observers. Oh, there's some pictures in here. Oh, okay, let's see what we got. Sorry if it's harder to read here. Some of the leaders of the Army Air Forces. General Henry H. Arnold, with a nice picture of him. And then it goes through some various important members of the Army Air Forces during World War II. So this is pretty cool. And it shows their theater. Good old General Doolittle up top. First one I recognize by name off the top of my head. I'm sure all the rest of these are very, very famous, but I'm more of an Army history guy than an Air Force one. This is really neat. It actually has nice little biographies of all these guys and the areas they served in. Here's a nice picture. Bomber crew. Another bomber crew, bomber pilot. I love old World War II photos. They just look so different and so much better than modern day pictures, in my opinion. I mean, modern war pictures are nice too, but there's just something about the nostalgia factor of seeing a nice World War II photograph. Talks about some women in the AAF. I'm going to skip ahead. Tons of pictures. Stuff here. More about training. The pictures are just awesome in this. Oh, even more. Oh, here we go. Some planes. down to the nitty-gritty. Factories. Little cutouts showing how the plane works. Stations. Views of the B-29. P-47 Thunderbolt. A Mitchell bomber. I'm sorry for the camera work. I'm trying to see through my phone and see it myself. Various other bombers and fighter pilots. Yeah, this is fantastic. Alright. So again, not going to go through every single thing. But this isn't the only copy I found on eBay. I saw 2 or 3 others floating around, so if you're interested, definitely check it out. Anyone who's an Air Force historian or a World War II historian or just generally interested in anything plane related, this is a great find for especially how cheap it was. And some various squadron insignia too. So yeah, this is fantastic. A nice little find. It'll look great in my classroom with all my other random historical items I've found throughout the years. And yeah, I'm looking forward to reading through this and taking good care of it and keeping it lasting longer. So, if you like this, please give the video a like, a share, and a subscribe. And I will see you guys in the next one. Have a good one.